Hey, what's going on, folks? This is your man Tykisa. We're going to get into another tirade right now. Okay, today's episode we're going to be talking about is the difference between the UA and the unauthorized authentics. So, once upon a time, a few episodes ago, if you haven't seen it, here's the thumbnail right here. Please go check out that video so you can see my differences of views on this. But pretty much I said UA is no more. And what I meant by that at the time is that the unauthorized authentics, we really can't go off of what, like, for the most part, we're saying unauthorized authentics, but then we really had to be mindful of what it is that we're calling unauthorized authentics. Well, Trollmageddon pretty much mentioned in a couple of his videos, I don't know if you've seen Trollmageddon, but if you haven't, go ahead and check out his video. He's doing a gifted series, which for the most part, he's basically explaining to people what UAs mean to him. And it had me thinking, like, you know what? He's making good sense, because unauthorized authentic and just unauthorized, kind of two different pathways there. UAs can stand for just one word versus the two words, unauthorized and authentic, instead of just unauthorized. And unauthorized just means that the factories, which is why it makes better sense for me and why I had to speak about it in my own view for y'all to hear. The factories are basically just making these shoes without the authentication or the permission of Nike, Reebok, New Balance, and whoever else they decide, well, Adidas, of course, whoever else they decide to go to, as far as whatever shoes are out there, Dolce and Gabbana, Gucci. Who's the best of them? There's a couple of other ones that I won't go into, but the fact of the matter remains that, excuse me, they are basically just doing what they feel like doing as suppliers. And I think that for the most part, they're doing the right thing. And why I say that on camera is because at the end of the day, these companies are losing. They're pretty much just leaving the money on the table. What I mean when I say that, I've said this before in my tirades, but when you just know that you have a group of people out there, which is you and me, the consumers, right? And you just be like, fuck them. And you don't give a damn about trying to take care of the status quo or the people that's out there. Then what do you really expect these other companies to do, especially if they've pretty much made the formula consistently over and over and over and gotten so good at it that then you're just like, as a company, you know what, we're not going to pay you the wages that you deserve, and we're just going to move our production over to a different location and, pretty much fuck you. These people over across the water, they're going to be like, well, nah, fuck you, because you gave us the formula. So that doesn't just go away overnight. Had you not given us the formula way back in the 70s and 80s and such, then we wouldn't have known how to make these shoes from sole to, from outsole to insole to the upper to all of that. They wouldn't have known how to put the eye stays together properly. It'd be looking janky as hell. Or they wouldn't know how to put the quarter panels on each side for the lateral and the medial. They wouldn't know about the heel, the ankle, none of that. It would just be shoes that look real shitty. And we're talking about shoes that back in the day, back in the beginning of the 21st century, they were looking pretty bad. But within the last 10 years, they've been really taking their business serious. In fact, in the last 5 years, let's just say that, since 2017, these factories have really been looking at the best way to try to get these shoes looking as close to the authentics as possible. So I can see in the beginning, right, and follow me on this, I can see in the beginning how people were saying unauthorized authentic because, they're authentic, but they're unauthorized because the companies decided not to, sell these, but they're just like leftover stock. So that was the biggest misconception in the beginning. Leftover stock for unauthorized authentics that would get sent over to the mom and pop stores, not only in North America, but across the world, pretty much consignment stores. that would get the leftover stock of the unauthorized authentics that Nike, Adidas, whatever created or had left over, because they would buy a certain amount. So for example, the best way to break it down from mathematics or a mathematical equation without going too far into that, so y'all are not confused. Say if we have 100,000 that was created on this side here, Nike only put in the order for 80,000. Out of that 100,000, 80,000, quick math, 20,000 is left over. Out of the 20,000 within the world, say there's about 10 mom and pop stores. Now we're looking at 2,000 per store that they're sending throughout the world. To be left over or have leftover unauthorized authentic sneakers. That shit doesn't make sense, folks. This is why I said in that other video, which I'm gonna put the thumbnail right back up here again, please go check it out. The unauthorized authentics are no more. UA is no more. But after Trollmageddon broke it down, equivocally so, right? It just made perfect sense. It was like, we're not talking about unauthorized authentics, we're just talking about unauthorized. Unauthorized meaning that, no, these are not authentic. Please believe that, as Jacob Marcellus has said once before, which I know both of those young men, Trollmageddon and Jacob Marcellus, they don't see eye to eye on certain things. But that's fine, because this is a free fucking country, last time I checked. So you're not going to have to get along with each other to see certain perspectives merge into one. That's what I'm here for, the mediator. So as the mediator, let me say this on camera. As Jacob is saying, these particular shoes are not made from the same factories. As Trollmageddon is saying, it doesn't fucking matter if they're made from the factories or not, or same factories or not. Wear the fucking shoe, okay? It's really up to you as a consumer anyway to do the necessary research to get to that point where you're like, you know what, I'm either going to go with option A or option B. Let's take a look here, so I'm not going over on time. I got 3 minutes left, so let's keep moving. The main thing that I'm trying to make a point on is this. If it's not an unauthorized authentic shoe, does it really much matter? Because at this point, it's getting to a strong process of how these Chinese factories, these makers, are making these shoes. So they're not authorized by Nike, Adidas, Dolce & Gabbana, Gucci, Yeezy, whatever, right? But the craftsmanship, the quality of work has increased exponentially so within the last 5 years, right? It's allowed you as a consumer to look at it as, you know what, I'm just gonna save my money. I'm gonna save my money, my time, my effort. I can go to option B, okay, as MK so eloquently put it, right? And now it's become a norm for most of everybody out there, including myself. I'm gonna go to option B, and I'm just gonna keep it the fuck moving. This is probably the best option. Why? Because it's less headache. A lot of you folks out there are so concerned about retail, not realizing that purchasing a retail shoe, if it's not from an authorized, okay, hear what I said, authorized seller like Foot Action, Foot Locker, Finish Line, right, Champ Sports, any of these people that I just mentioned, any of the companies I just mentioned, if you're not getting it from that company, chances are you may be risking, and I'm just keeping it a buck, you may be risking getting a replicated shoe. And yes, StockX, Go, eBay, well not eBay, but eBay, right? These are companies that you have an option to go to get that authentic authorized shoe, but in reality, it's just a leap of faith. I've been saying this shit for a year, if not more. For almost 2 years, actually, I've been saying that. It's a leap of faith for you to get these shoes from those authorized resellers. Because at the end of the day, if you're not getting it directly from the other people I mentioned. So, this is Tykisa. I got 48 seconds left. Let me just say this real quick. Be mindful, be smart, be aware. Rock what you cop. Rock them, don't stock them. Don't have the anger within you to be like, you know what, I'm not going to do this, I'm going to do that. Look, just realize what I'm trying to say in the beginning. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Unauthorized means just that. It's not coming from Nike, from Adidas, whatever, but it's replicated to a point that it doesn't even fucking matter anymore. So it's been Tykisa. I'm glad y'all, tuned in with me to watch this recent tirade. Just had to get that off my chest. Hey, y'all take care of yourselves, and I'll see y'all later. Bye.
Jump off the stage like yeehaw.